Hello and welcome. I'm Bonnie Flemington, certified nutritionist, and I work with clients to use nutrition, mindset, and lifestyle strategies to support their health. Many people know they need to eat fewer processed foods and more whole foods, but they get lost in the details of how to begin, what exactly they need to do, and how to implement it into their daily routines and keep themselves accountable. I have created these videos to help get you started, know what you need to do, and give you the tips that you need to keep it up long term. Today's video topic is on managing blood sugar, and I'm going to be giving you 5 tips to get started. So I'll summarize first and then we'll go into detail. The first tip is finding your motivation. This is really important and you can't skip this step. Number 2 is what you need to take out of your diet. Number 3 and 4 are what you want to add in. And then number 5 is how you're going to keep it going and make it a habit. So let's get started. Tip number 1, I'm going to call the 5 why exercise. This is how you're going to find the real motivation to keep going. So if your goal is to manage your blood sugar, you want to ask yourself, well, why is that important to you? And then whatever that answer is, you need to ask, why is that important to you? And keep going 5 whys deep until you find something really emotionally triggering that aligns with your values and how you want to live. It often doesn't have a lot to do with the very first why answer that you made. You want to keep this handy because this will keep you going. Number 2, what you want to remove from your diet. To manage your blood sugar, we really need to remove not just the sugars, but also refined starches. That's a little bit confusing for people sometimes because they think if it doesn't taste sweet, it isn't spiking their blood sugar, but that's not the case. Refined starches can impact the body in exactly the same way. This means breads, pastas, boxed cereals, white rice, and foods like that. So those foods and sugars are things we need to remove. What happens when we eat them? Our blood sugar spikes up quickly, and then our body reacts by producing mass insulin to store all that blood sugar. Then what we're often left with a short time later is low energy and low blood sugar and cravings for something that's going to get it up quickly. And that's how the cycle continues. It's this yo-yoing cycle of blood sugar over the long term that creates real problems. So sugar and flour are out. But there is good news because there's tons of yummy foods that we can add in to its place. So number 3 is we want to add in blood sugar modulating foods. So these foods are healthy fats, proteins, fiber, and lots of leafy greens and other non-starchy vegetables. These foods are not going to have that same impact on your blood sugar. They're going to keep it nice and even so you have even energy throughout the day. So I'll give you some examples. Healthy fats can be avocados, they can be olives, coconut, nuts and seeds, nut or seed butters. Proteins are going to be eggs, poultry, fish, a little meat, and then fiber will come a lot from legumes, some flax and chia seeds, and of course lots of non-starchy vegetables. That is pretty much unlimited. So these foods will keep your blood sugar steady, and there's so many to choose from that you won't miss the sugar and the flour. The 4th tip is to add in water. There's nothing super magic about exactly 8 cups a day, but you want to get somewhere close to that, more if you're exercising or perspiring a lot. If you're drinking much less than that, I would suggest adding 1 cup each week until you get up close to that. Oftentimes between meals, if we start to feel hungry, we may actually be just a little dehydrated and starting to get fatigued from that, and our body is mistaking that cue as hunger. So try having a glass of water and see, perhaps that is going to satisfy you for that moment. And then you can wait till the mealtime to eat. The last tip, making it a habit. Oftentimes we have great willpower and we get really excited about making a change at first, and then that wanes over time. How do we keep it going? We have to make it part of a habit. It needs to be so much of a habit. It's like getting up and brushing our teeth in the morning. We don't want to have to think about it. Decisions require willpower, and we are using a lot to make changes, so we just want to make this part of our routine. What I suggest here is make one change at a time and really work on that one change until it's a habit. Habits can take anywhere from 3 weeks to 6 months to really become ingrained, and it really depends on the habit, and it depends on the individual. So start with one thing, and once you don't have to think about it anymore and it's super easy and it's just part of your lifestyle, then add something else. So those are my 5 tips for managing your blood sugar. To recap, 1, you need to find your willpower and your strong motivating factor. You need to 2, remove the sugars in the flours. 3 and 4, add in the healthy fats, proteins, fibers, non-starchy vegetables, and plenty of clean water. And then 5, make it a habit by starting one thing at a time and being very strict about that until it's a habit, and then you can move on to the next. I hope this has been helpful, and I hope you watch more of my videos, and I will see you next time. Thank you.